Hello, this is Dr. Farmer. I wanted to take a moment to discuss the feedback that I received after the first exam and let you know about the changes that will be made as a result of your feedback. I really appreciate the 10 people who completed the feedback. It gives me important information about ways to improve the class, and it also allows you to have a say in the class as we move forward. I also wanted to show you what I actually see so that you know that I don't see who says what, I only see the actual feedback. So I have no idea who said these things. So let's go. The first question asks, what about this course has been most interesting and enjoyable for you? People said the content we covered, material itself and the discussions, um, the stress chapter, discussions. People seem to really like the discussion posts and how it allows you to share your information about the class. I'm glad that you like the discussion posts. And for your information, these have evolved over time. I've been teaching this class for 6 years online. Prior to that, I taught it probably 11, 12 years in person. And so these questions have been evolving over time based on your feedback. So again, I appreciate it. Someone likes the chapters as well. Excellent. The second question asks, what do you like least about the course? There are a few people who said they would like more lecture-based videos for the PowerPoints, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. The deadlines for the discussions are another thing that people like least, and I'll address that. And this one about days for the responses is related to the Tuesday deadlines, and then someone suggested we do Wednesday deadlines. So I wanted to talk about that issue first. I appreciate that feedback. I just want you guys to know that um, again, the deadlines are based on first the requirement that you actually even have two posts is based on best practices of online classes. I didn't just come up with this to have you all have to come online. The goal, the reason why that's best practices is because it's believed to keep students engaged in the class rather than having them go online once in the week. Now, in terms of the reason that the discussion answers are due on Tuesday night, I've actually tried it different ways. Initially, when I first started teaching class online, I actually allowed the students, I only had one deadline, that was Friday. Your response had to be in by Friday and and your answers had to be in by Friday. I'm sorry, your answers first, then your response. But what would happen is the students would wait till the end of the week to post their answers, which didn't allow enough time for students in the class to respond to peers. And since going online twice is a best practices found in research, it didn't give enough time for that. So over time, I've moved the deadline. Initially, I had it's always been Tuesday night. It was either Tuesday at 12 a.m. or Wednesday at 12 a.m., which is essentially the same as Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. All right. And the reason it's that early is it gives time for students to go back and answer and respond to peer posts. It's pretty simple in terms of timing of the week. And it ensures that you have to read the chapter early in the week to respond to the questions. So I hope this makes sense, even though no changes will be made in response to that. It has been evolving over time in response to student feedback and experiences for students in the class. The other issue about lecture-based videos for the PowerPoints. As I said, I used to teach this class in person, and as a result, I would, of course, do the traditional PowerPoints on the screen. I lecture the PowerPoints, and the feedback from students was, if you have the PowerPoints, why do we need you to talk about it? Of course, I didn't read completely from the PowerPoints, but the lectures are primarily from the PowerPoints. I add in my classes when I teach in person personal experiences with the specific disorders, which I agree I would like to have more of those on, and those will be coming in the future. But as it stands now, I don't have enough of those, and I take that feedback as a way to improve this class moving forward. I'm not sure that those improvements will happen this year. However, I do take that feedback. But the reason that you don't have lecture videos because in the past students have said, I don't want to hear, I mean, if I have the notes, why do I need to hear you read the notes or say the notes? So the idea is that you have what I would say in the lecture through the reading notes, and then you have the video examples of all the disorders, which I think are equivalent to me giving you my personal examples. Not quite, but they're meant to take the place of that. But again, I see your feedback noted, and I will add some of those moving forward to my classes. So those are the two things that people like least about the course. And of course, a few people, not of course, but a few people said I like it all. I don't think there's anything I dislike. Now, the third question was, were there things you were expecting from the course that you're not getting? No, no. The video lectures things came up again. I think that's related again to, the issues discussed, as well as sometimes people have difficulty distinguishing between online classes that are completely online classes and maybe hybrid classes or classes where you meet weekly and the professor sits there and lectures online, which I would never do. My expectations have been met. No, no. I can't wait for schizophrenia. No. And then the fourth question asks, what suggestions do you have for the course, i.e., would like to see changed or improved? More lecture videos, of course. I would love more lectures. There's nothing I would like to change. More detailed responses and discussion replies from professor. Okay, I can take that. I think one approach that you all should have, though, is you should read my responses to peers. Oftentimes, I don't respond to the same student responses maybe a couple of times. For example, this week we asked, which approach do you think would be most effective in addition to the biological in addressing mood disorders? Well, probably 50% of the class said cognitive. So I didn't respond to all of those cognitive responses. However, I did respond to two or three of them. And so if you see a response like that, then maybe you should take a look at that to see my response about it. But more detailed responses, of course, that can be addressed. Someone else said, I think that it would be helpful to have discussion boards embedded under content in the week that they are for. This is so that everything we have to do for the week is actually in one concise location. That's an excellent suggestion, and I've actually done that. So moving forward, I've embedded the link for the discussions in the content section of each of the remaining modules so that you don't have to go anywhere else to find the discussions. So I appreciate that feedback. It never occurred to me to put it there. So it's there now, and thanks for that feedback. I would like to get access to resources on the material we're learning, maybe videos, current day matters relating to the subject at hand, movies, etc. Nothing. Everything is clear and thorough. It is manageable. So that's the feedback that you've given. Big take homes, the discussions. And if you go to content, you will see for the mood disorder section, for example, no discussion link here. Our next week after spring break, you see the discussions moving forward. So now you can just hit the link in the content section, go straight to the discussions. The other thing is people would like to see more lectures. Again, I'm not sure that I can do that before the end of this class, but that is something, because that's such a significant recording. I have to do the closed captions, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into putting these videos up. when we're in for classes. So those are changes that I would have to make during the summer when I'm preparing the class and I have some time to really sit down, record videos, add them, edit them, etc. It actually one of the things that prevented me from getting this out so soon is because making this video takes a little time in terms of recording and editing and whatnot. So I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please contact me, schedule an appointment, send me an email. Um, I am open to discussion and your concerns. I hope this exemplifies that, and I look forward to having a productive rest of the semester. Thanks.